Next up, we'll request Shri Mashar, Velapurath, MD, AFC India Limited, Delhi. I will request you, sir, to please share your knowledge with us right here on the podium.
Very good morning to you all. Namaskar. So respected Dinesh Tyagiji, Dr. Rishikesh, and other dignitaries on the dais and off the dais. So at the outset, thanks to the organizer, Think Unique and NSDC for organizing this wonderful event for the last 2 days, yesterday and today. So I think all of you are masters in the skilling and education sectors and all. And all of us know that the Government of India, NSDC and the Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship and all has been emphasizing, giving a higher level of emphasis and all. And even if you see the recent budget and all, so we find the higher vision of training something around 4 crore youth and women and other people who are either unemployed or underemployed and all. And a massive amount of about 2 lakh crore has been set aside for this skill development. I think this is one of the, this itself speaks volumes about the emphasis and all. So while that I think already it would have been spoken about and all. So what is the scheme about whether it is be PM Vishwakarma or PM special package for the youth and all. But to my mind, if you look at the basics, because all of us know that what is skilling, because we are all experts and all. And we in AFC India also has been doing a little bit of skilling on our part. So if we, in a layman's language, because skilling or rather entrepreneurship, if we define, because it is defined as a person, an entrepreneur is a person who has the ability to run a business activity and is willing to take risk and even risk of losing it for the purpose of earning a profit. So these are all hard definitions which all of us know it and may not be in a position to chew it and all. So in order to break the ice, I thought we'll start with a small story. In my village, because I'm in a village where there are lots of water flowing and a riverfront and all. So in our childhood, there used to be a boatman. You would have heard about the story of a boat and a boatman. So a boatman, every day, he keeps taking the people from one bank of the river to the other bank of the river. And his job is just shuttling the people from 2 1/4 of the river front. So one day, one fine day, as a regular routine, so when he was taking the people on board, so one Sadhuji came and sat on the boat. So the boat started from the bank, this side of the bank. So after some time, Sadhuji asked the boatman, so do you know astronomy? He said, no. So he said, I have not even seen the door of a school. So how do you expect me to know the astronomy? Then he asked, do you know agronomy? He said, no. So he went on asking, do you know biology? Do you know zoology? So all these questions he kept on asking and all. So middle of the river, when the boat reached, so there was the Asman बादल आ गया and heavy storm का नजर आ रही हो एकदम बढ़िया बारिश आने का संभावना है. So boatman asked, स्वामी जी आपको tyrology आता है क्या? स्वामी जी said, नहीं tyrology क्या? तैरना आता है क्या? नहीं आता. So बारिश आ रहा है एकदम heavy storm आ रहा है. So boatman said that आप इधर ही बैठिए, आपका astronomy, agroastrology और zoology लेकर के हम कूद रहे हैं, नदी में कूद रहे हैं, हम हमारा जिंदगी बचा रहे हो. So to my mind, as a layman, this is skill. So to know the tyrology, I just coined the word, तैरना. So जिसको जिंदगी में तैरना आता है, irrespective of the fact that you are an expert, you are a doctor, you are an engineer, you are B.Tech, M.Tech, or whatever it is and all. At the end of the day, if you do not know how to remain afloat in the life, not just in the times of normal time, but at times of adversity. Because the storm which I quoted, the badal I quoted, it speaks about the adversity. So if in an adverse environment, if a person can live his life happily, without any hassles and all, to my mind, he is the entrepreneur. To my mind, he is the person who has acquired the skill, not just a life skill, but the skill of living, the skill of meandering all the ways of the adversity and all. So this is just to break the ice. And all of us, whatever banner we talk about the skilling or entrepreneurship and all, so we say an entrepreneur should have a qualities like he should have a butterfly in the stomach, that is a passion. So he should be knowledgeable, and he should have a self-confidence, he should be motivated, and he should be willing to take the risk. So many characteristics of the entrepreneurship and the skilling and all we keep talking about and all. So to build in, because the question is that whether entrepreneur is a born person, is it by birth, anybody get the gift? And maybe some of the people who are blessed might be getting by birth and all, but majority no. So we are trying to make our people, be it educated or uneducated or literate or illiterate, because we work with various facets of the people in AFC and all. So some of the examples I will quote, because I am in AFC for the last 3 years. Before that, I was almost about 35 years in NABARD. So we had been doing a lot of skilling, and we had been working with self-help group and joint liability group and things of that sort and all, who are the bottom of the pyramid and all. So few examples in the far-flung areas, if I can, if you permit me to quote. So one finest example is that the skill is such a beautiful asset, even an illiterate can acquire. It need not be MBA or BBA and all. Even educated people can acquire it. And the only thing is that one should have the right attitude, and he should have a willingness to accept, because finally it is attitude which makes the people to accept, saying that I do not know that skill. Because skill is something education plus. Even if we are all educated, unless we do not have the skill of doing the things, then probably our education may not help us in making our life much more easier. So the example what I wanted to put before you is that, because we used to give a lot of programs like a micro-entrepreneurship development program, livelihood entrepreneurship development program, and things of that sort and all. I was about 2 years in the farthest corner of our country, which is Andaman and Nicobar. And there we found that the entrepreneurship is, people are really enterprising. It is not that what we think about the people who are living the islands, and they're really enterprising and all. They're educated. There is an engineering college and all. So we have run many programs even in engineering colleges with many of the poorest of the poor people and all. And we found it is a limitless exercise of skilling. The beauty is that, so once I got an opportunity of even a proposal from the special individuals, the blind people. So we all think that only those of us who have all the blessings, like all the organs and all in place, only can be skilled. No. Even the blind people, about 4 months course we ran with them in the hospitality industry, in coordination with the many, because that being the Port Blair being the tourist destination, there are very many hotel industries and all. So we said we will train, we will build the skill, we will build the capability of this blind youth, both men and women, and we can make them a sort of a hospitality manager in each of the hotels, be it manning the front desk, or be it managing the maintenance of rooms and other things and all. So at the end of it, what we could, the most of the, I think 90% of the people got a placement in many of the hotels and all. So once we have taught them how to do the things and all, irrespective of the fact that they are born blind, so they did not have that kind of a blessings which all of us have and all. So just I quoted this example to highlight that the skilling can be done any strata of the people, provided we accept it, provided we do it in a systematic manner and all. So this is, so likewise we worked with the fisheries community, likewise we worked with many of the other women group and all, because normally we always see that skilling means it is in beauty parlor running or in tailoring and so many other trade and all we see it. But a lot of unconventional areas also we worked. And with the fisher women also we worked, wherein we tied up with the fisheries department and all. So what we did is that, because most of the fisher women, we see that they sell the fish door to door by keeping as a head load. So we said how we can reduce the drudgery. So we said we will train them. What is the training required? We will teach them how to drive a motorcycle, how to drive a two-wheeler. So we spoke to the director of fisheries. He said, can you subsidize the scooter? And then we provided the training. We were training in the sense how to drive a scooty. We got them the license. The fisheries department gave 50% subsidy. We tied up with the banks, 50% loan. A moped is given, and an ice box is given free of cost. And with that, they have become independent vendor of the fisher women training. It is a sort of a livelihood for them. And then the drudgery has been reduced. So like that, so many examples I can quote. So in AFC, I think those of you who doesn't know about AFC, AFC is an institution which has been formed way back in 1968. It is almost 55 plus years in existence, dedicated to the nation by the then Honorable Deputy Prime Minister and Finance Minister, Moraji Desai ji. We had initially started with the financing many of the agriculture-related activities and all. It is basically founded by the banks, about 17 public sector banks, 9 private sector banks, and even 5 foreign banks and all. So we had been working with the banks for many of the banking level activities, be it DPR preparation, be it feasibility report, be it monitoring, and this kind of a thing. And that was our earlier years of existence and all. So later on, we have moved to consultancy. And also, as a part of consultancy, we had been taking up many of the skilling programs. So a few examples I just would like to quote for your information. So we had undertaken many programs under RKVY, PKVY, and also for PRI and all, and watershed programs and all. Of late, with the Government of India's assistance and all, and we had even Vishwakarma Shram Samman Yojana, which was the precursor of the PM Vishwakarma program. So this we did it in UP. And under the UPSRLM, that is the State Rural Livelihood Mission program in UP, we had been extensively training many of the women entrepreneurs there. And in fact, the mind-boggling number, something around 60,000 women we trained last year. And this year we hope we'll be doing something around 1 lakh women at various trade, right from not just the livelihood alone, but even accounting and motivation, leadership, so many other trade, even Krishi, Saki and all. So this training has been going on very well and all. And then added to that, the Lakpati Didi program. So that also we had been doing it. And the skill development program in apparel trade, in Balia we did it. And with another major breakthrough, what we could do is that other than the government program, in Uttarakhand there is one Hans Foundation, because finally many of us keep imparting the skill and other things and all. But when it comes for the placement, that is one of the most difficult thing and all. So how do we place the people whom are well trained and all? And unless they get an employment, unless they set up their own enterprise and all, how do they earn their livelihood? So this is a big question to many of the agencies, including AFC and all, who keep maybe to NSDC, and Dr. Rishikesh also may be talking about that. So this, in fact, in Uttarakhand, we could see a success. And of course, it is not a big number and all. So last year, we trained something around 4,000 women. And and more than expected, we thought maybe around 70% we should be in a position to place it. But I can say with pride saying that 100% of these women were placed, that too with the bank loan. So we have worked with the banks and all. So by setting up, I think as of now, it stands something around 9,200 micro enterprise, we could do it and all. And taking a leaf out of what Dr. Dinesh Tyagi Saab has been saying us, I think I had been in constant touch with Dr. Dinesh Tyagi for the last almost a year. So we had extensively been trying to impart and to get a project, to work on a project on a higher level of skilling, mainly on the IT and AI-based training and all. So we had developed a certain software-based solution and all. So we had been talking with many of the state governments at the highest level, at the chief secretary level and ministerial level and all. Hopefully, we will be in a position to break the ice, and we could be in a position to do something, especially in the health front, which he quoted. So IT application in the health, because the sector demands a lot of automation and all, because we find there are lots of gaps in the health sector in terms of hospital management, in terms of the rural provision of the health, be it through the mobile van or be it through the static hospital and all. We find there are a lot of gaps in the provision of the subsidiary. And similarly, in the animal husbandry sector also, we had been developing some sort of a software-oriented program. So wherein even the vaccination to the animals and all, we can track it end-to-end, right from the production of vaccine up to the vaccinating the animal and all. So in NRLM, we have worked, Prime Minister Kaushal Vikas Yojana, I said, we did it in Nagaland and Sikkim. And in Bihar Development Mission Project also we have done. And Naya Manzil program also we had been doing and all. And with NSDC support also, hopefully we'll be in a position to do it. So we are open to taking up many more new upcoming areas and all. So our expertise is that we can develop plans in skilling, be it in agriculture, health, or even IT or AI and all. We can conduct feasibility studies. We can undertake surveys through baseline survey, benchmarking it, and we can also mobilize and verify infrastructure, and we can impart training, and which I mentioned, UPSRLM and other program and all. So we can also do the monitoring and evaluation and impact assessment and all. So at this level, I stop. And once again, thank you, the organizer, for inviting me, and all the best. Thank you so much. Jai Hind.